Welcome back to the channel Wisdom of Stoicism. Not every smile is innocent, not every kind word is sincere, and not every woman in your life is who she pretends to be. There are women who uplift, support, and bring peace. But then, there are those who do the opposite. They manipulate, they deceive, they destroy. The worst part? You may not even realize it until it's too late. You see, an evil woman doesn't always look dangerous. She doesn't wear a warning sign. Instead, she hides in plain sight, using charm, deception, and emotional control to get what she wants. Maybe you've met one before. Maybe you're dealing with one right now. Or maybe you just haven't seen the signs yet. But that changes today. Stoicism teaches us to see the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. And once you understand these 7 clear signs, you'll never be fooled again. So stay with me, because this knowledge could save you from heartbreak, betrayal, and years of regret. Let's begin. Number 1. She is a master of manipulation. Have you ever had a conversation with someone where you felt like you made a decision, but later you realized it wasn't really your choice? It was like you were nudged, pushed, or even guilt-tripped into doing something you didn't fully agree with. That's the work of a master manipulator. And if you're dealing with an evil woman, this is one of her most dangerous skills. She doesn't control with force. No, that would be too obvious. Instead, she plants ideas in your mind, makes you feel responsible for her happiness, and plays with your emotions until you bend to her will. She knows exactly how to twist your words, how to make you feel guilty, and how to make you doubt yourself. And the worst part? She makes it seem like it was all your idea. Let me tell you a story. There was a man named Daniel. Smart guy, logical, always thought he was in control of his own decisions. Then he met a woman who seemed perfect. She was kind, supportive, and always knew the right things to say. But little by little, things started to change. At first, she would ask small favors, things that seemed harmless. Hey, can you cancel your plans tonight? I just really need you. No problem, right? But then it became a pattern. Every time he wanted to do something for himself, she had a problem. She was going through something. She needed him. And if he ever tried to say no, she would cry, act hurt, or even make him feel guilty. You're not the man I thought you were, she would say. And Daniel? He started to believe it. That's how manipulation works. It's never one big event. It's slow, calculated, and designed to make you doubt yourself. It's designed to make you forget what you want and replace it with what she wants. A Stoic would tell you this: pay attention to actions, not just words. If someone constantly makes you feel like you owe them something, if they always find a way to make you feel guilty, or if they twist every argument so that they're the victim, you're being manipulated. A good woman will respect your choices. She won't guilt-trip you or make you feel responsible for her happiness. An evil woman? She'll make you feel like you don't have a choice. So, ask yourself, are you making your own decisions? Or is someone making them for you? Number 2. She thrives on chaos and drama. Imagine this. Everything in your life is going smoothly. Work is good. Your relationships are peaceful. There's no stress, no unnecessary conflicts. But suddenly, out of nowhere, a problem appears. A misunderstanding, an argument, a crisis, one that never should have existed in the first place. And who's at the center of it? Her. This type of woman cannot stand peace. She thrives on chaos. She needs drama the way fire needs oxygen. If things are too calm, she will stir something up. Could be through gossip, twisting words, or even playing the victim. But no matter what, there's always something wrong when she's around. A Stoic would tell you, avoid unnecessary conflicts. They drain your energy and cloud your judgment. But what happens when the conflict follows you everywhere? Let's say you're in a relationship with a woman like this. One day you come home after a long day just wanting to relax. But instead, she starts accusing you of things you never did. Maybe she says you looked at another woman, or that you don't care about her enough. You try to explain, but she doesn't want to understand. She wants the fight. She wants the emotional reaction, because that's how she stays in control. She may also create chaos in other ways, by lying, spreading rumors, or turning people against each other. She enjoys watching people argue while she sits back, pretending to be innocent. She may even act like she's the victim, saying things like, "I don't know why people always misunderstand me." But here's the truth. A good person seeks peace. An evil person creates chaos. Now, think about your own life. Have you ever known someone who always seemed to attract drama? Who was constantly in fights with friends, family, or coworkers? Did you ever stop to consider that maybe they were the problem? The Stoics believed in emotional control. They taught that a wise person does not get caught up in meaningless battles. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So what should you do if you recognize this kind of woman in your life? Simple. Distance yourself. Do not engage in her chaos. Do not fall into her traps. The more attention you give, the more power she has. Because the best way to deal with drama is to refuse to participate in it. Number 3. She lacks empathy and uses others as tools. Imagine this. You're going through a tough time. Maybe you lost your job, maybe a loved one passed away, or maybe you're just struggling with life. A good person, a real friend, would offer support. They'd listen. They'd be there for you, even in small ways. But an evil woman? She won't care. Oh, she might pretend to. She might say, "That's terrible. I'm so sorry." But watch closely. Her actions will tell a different story. She won't actually help. She won't check in on you later. Instead, she might even use your pain against you. This kind of woman sees people as tools. She doesn't truly care about emotions, about struggles, about hardship. She only cares about how she can benefit. And if your suffering can be turned into something useful for her, she won't hesitate. Let me give you an example. A man is dating a woman who seems perfect at first. She's charming, fun, and always knows the right things to say. Then one day he loses his job. He's worried, stressed, and trying to figure things out. How does she react? At first, she says, "I'm here for you." But soon things change. She starts making comments like, "I didn't sign up to date someone who's struggling." She starts comparing him to other men, saying things like, "My friend's boyfriend just got a promotion, and you can't even keep a job?" Instead of supporting him, she makes him feel worse. And why? Because she never truly cared about him. She only cared about what he could provide. Now that he's struggling, he's no longer useful to her. A woman like this lacks empathy. She doesn't feel real emotions the way good people do. She can fake it, but only when it benefits her. Think about the people in your life. Do they celebrate your wins? Do they stand by you when things get tough? Or do they only stick around when you're doing well, when you're useful, when you're making their life easier? Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." If someone in your life constantly makes you feel small, guilty, or unworthy, it's time to step back and ask yourself, why am I keeping them around? A woman who lacks empathy will never change. She will always put herself first. And if you allow her, she will drain you, emotionally, mentally, even financially. The best way to protect yourself? Distance. The moment you recognize this behavior, walk away. Because a person without empathy will never bring peace into your life. Only chaos. Number 4. She has a history of betrayal. Let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone who seems to change sides whenever it benefits them? One day, they're your best friend. The next, they're standing with your enemies. If that sounds familiar, you might be dealing with an evil woman. One of the biggest red flags you should never ignore is a woman who has a history of betrayal. You see, loyalty isn't just a word, it's a pattern. If someone has betrayed others in the past, there's a high chance they'll do it again. Think about it. People don't just wake up one day and decide to be disloyal. It's a mindset. It's a way of life. If she has a long track record of switching sides, backstabbing friends, or leaving people behind without a second thought, don't assume you'll be any different. Here's how it works. She gets close to someone, gains their trust, and when she no longer needs them, she moves on, usually in a way that leaves damage behind. Maybe she exposes secrets, spreads lies, or turns people against each other. And the worst part? She always plays the victim, acting as if she had no choice but to betray. A Stoic would say, "Don't listen to the words, watch the actions." And that's exactly what you need to do. Instead of focusing on what she says, look at her past. How does she talk about her former friends? Does she always have a story about how she was forced to betray someone? If so, that's a warning sign. Let me give you a real-life example. Imagine a man named Jake. He meets a woman who seems perfect, charming, kind, and affectionate. But over time, Jake starts to notice something. She constantly talks about how terrible her ex-boyfriends were. According to her, every single one of them betrayed her, cheated on her, or mistreated her. First, Jake believes her, but then he starts seeing a pattern. She flirts with other men behind his back, lies about small things, and eventually, she does to him what she claimed others did to her. The truth is, people who betray don't change overnight. They repeat the same cycle with different people. And if you ignore the warning signs, you'll be the next victim. So what should you do if you see this trait in someone? Simple. Walk away. You don't need to wait for the betrayal to happen to you. The best way to protect yourself is to recognize the pattern early and distance yourself before you get caught in the trap. Because remember, loyalty is a choice. And if someone has never chosen loyalty before, don't expect them to start with you. Number 5. She enjoys your failures and fears your success. One of the most dangerous signs of an evil woman is how she reacts to your success. It's not always obvious, but it's something you can feel deep down. She may act like she's cheering you on, but deep inside, she's hoping you fail. And here's the thing. She doesn't just want you to fail, she enjoys it. Think about it. Have you ever had a moment where you achieved something big, but instead of celebrating with you, she seemed uncomfortable? Maybe she made a backhanded comment or seemed uninterested in your success. It's like she's afraid of you getting too far ahead. The closer you get to your dreams, the more it makes her nervous. She feels threatened by your growth, and that's why she can't truly be happy for you. Now, this isn't just about a few small comments here and there. No, this is about the subtle way she tries to hold you back, even when you're trying to move forward. She might downplay your achievements, or worse, she might criticize them in a way that makes you second-guess yourself. It could be something like, "Oh, that's nice, but I don't think it will last." Or, "Are you sure you want to keep pushing yourself so hard? You might burn out." It might seem like concern, but deep down, it's a way to prevent you from shining too bright. You see, if you succeed too much, you might leave her behind, and that's the last thing she wants. She thrives on keeping control, and your success threatens that control. But the worst part? When you do fail, when you face a setback, she'll be there watching, observing, maybe even secretly relieved. It's like her worst fear is that you'll rise higher than her, and your failure is a reminder that she doesn't have to worry about losing her grip on you. This is where things get dangerous. An evil woman won't let you grow without trying to undermine your success. She'll be the one to point out every flaw, to make sure you question your abilities. And this can be so hard to spot, because she doesn't scream, "I want you to fail." Instead, it's in the little things, the way she shifts the conversation when you talk about your achievements, or how she never really seems to celebrate your wins. But you need to understand something. This kind of behavior is toxic. A Stoic would say that growth is natural, and those who are truly wise and supportive will celebrate your progress with you, not fear it. You can't let anyone, especially someone close to you, make you feel small or guilty for aiming higher. Your success should never be something that threatens the people around you. If it does, that's a sign that you're not dealing with someone who has your best interests at heart. So, the next time you hit a milestone or reach a new goal, pay attention to how she reacts. Does she seem happy for you? Or does she look uncomfortable? Does she lift you up? Or does she try to pull you down? The answers will tell you everything you need to know. Number 6. She uses love as a weapon. Love is meant to be a powerful force that brings people together. It's a source of connection, trust, and happiness. But for some people, love isn't just about affection, it's about control. You see, an evil woman knows exactly how to use love to manipulate others. She'll give you all the attention and affection you desire, but only when it serves her purpose. The moment she feels like she's losing control or doesn't get what she wants, she pulls back. Suddenly, her love feels conditional. Imagine this: you've been in a relationship with someone for a while. You think everything is going great, and you feel secure. But then, out of nowhere, she begins to withdraw her affection. You try to figure out what went wrong, but no matter how hard you try, she's cold. When you ask her about it, she makes you feel like it's your fault. She might say things like, "If you really loved me, you would have known what I needed," or, "I'm just not feeling loved right now." At this point, you're left in the dark, constantly trying to guess what she wants from you. You feel like you're walking on eggshells, afraid to do something wrong. But here's the thing: her love isn't unconditional. It's a tool she uses to manipulate you into doing what she wants. She knows that if she withholds affection, you'll try even harder to earn it. You'll do anything to make things right, to make her happy again. And that's exactly what she wants. It's a cycle. She gives you a little bit of affection to keep you hooked, but the moment she feels like she has the upper hand, she pulls away. This can make you feel desperate for her approval, desperate to fix things. And each time, she gets more power over you. This kind of behavior isn't love, it's emotional manipulation. An evil woman doesn't give love freely. Instead, she uses it like a weapon, dangling it in front of you when you're being good, and taking it away when you fail to meet her needs or expectations. She's not concerned with mutual affection or respect. Her goal is control, and she knows that love is the perfect way to get it. So, what do you do when you realize this? First, stop chasing love that's only given on someone else's terms. Love should never be used as a tool to make you feel guilty, to make you chase after it, or to make you doubt yourself. True love is based on trust, respect, and support, not manipulation. If you notice this pattern, it's time to step back. A healthy relationship thrives on mutual respect, not emotional games. You deserve to be loved unconditionally, not as a reward for your behavior. Remember, true love doesn't feel like a trap. If her love feels like a manipulation tactic, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. This is a red flag that should never be ignored. And a Stoic, someone who values wisdom and clarity, knows that they should never settle for a love that makes them feel small or controlled. Love should set you free, not hold you hostage. Number 7. She has no sense of accountability. One of the clearest signs that you're dealing with an evil woman is her total refusal to take responsibility for anything. In her world, everything that goes wrong is always someone else's fault, never hers. And here's the catch. It's never just a small mistake. It's always something bigger. Something that could have been avoided if she had just acknowledged her part in it. Imagine this. You're in a relationship, and a conflict arises. Instead of owning up to her mistakes or apologizing, she immediately flips the situation. She blames you for everything, even though you know you've done nothing wrong. If you're like most people, you might feel confused, frustrated, and even guilty. You start wondering if maybe it's your fault after all, even though deep down, you know it's not. This is the classic behavior of someone who lacks accountability. She'll twist the narrative, making it impossible for you to see her for what she really is. She's skilled at turning the tables, at making you feel like the villain, while she remains the victim. And the more you try to stand your ground, the more she manipulates the situation to her advantage. This isn't limited to just personal relationships. She'll behave the same way in her friendships, her job, and even in family dynamics. If things go wrong, she'll find someone to blame, her coworkers, her friends, or even her family. She never looks in the mirror. She never asks herself, what could I have done differently? Because to her, she's always right. Now, you might be thinking, everyone makes mistakes, right? Why is this such a big deal? Here's why. When someone refuses to take responsibility for their actions, it means they never learn. They never grow, and they drag everyone around them into their cycle of denial. They'll continue to make the same mistakes over and over again, but they'll always point fingers, making you feel like you're the one who has to carry the burden of their failures. A Stoic knows that accountability is key to personal growth. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught us that we must take ownership of our actions and reactions. In his own words, if you are pained by any external thing, it is not this that disturbs you, but your own judgment of it. The same goes for taking responsibility. When you refuse to own up to your actions, you remain stuck in the same destructive patterns, unable to evolve or improve. So, if you're dealing with someone who never admits their mistakes, who constantly deflects blame, you need to recognize the pattern for what it is. It's toxic, and it will keep you trapped in a cycle of confusion and frustration if you let it. A wise person doesn't tolerate this. Instead, they step away and protect their peace. If you've ever felt like you're always the one apologizing, even when you're not at fault, it's time to rethink that relationship. Real growth starts when we stop enabling this behavior and hold people accountable for their actions. That's how we maintain our peace and protect our energy. So, what have we learned? Evil doesn't always look the way we expect. It doesn't come with a warning sign. Sometimes, it's right next to us, disguised as kindness, love, or friendship. But once you recognize the signs, you can't ignore them. An evil woman will manipulate you, thrive on drama, and use your emotions against you. She will pretend to care, but deep inside, she only looks out for herself. She will celebrate your failures, fear your success, and twist love into a weapon. And no matter what happens, she will never take responsibility. But here's the truth. You don't have to tolerate it. You don't have to stay in toxic relationships. Stoicism teaches us that we control our choices, our responses, and our future. If someone is draining your energy, making your life worse instead of better, you have the power to walk away. So take a moment. Look at the people in your life. Do they bring you peace or chaos? Do they support you or secretly hope for your downfall? The answers are right in front of you. And remember this, a good life is built on good relationships. Choose wisely. Now let's talk. Have you ever dealt with someone like this? How did you handle it? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more insights on Stoicism and wisdom for a stronger, better life. Until next time, stay wise, stay strong, and protect your peace.